Hello, everyone, and welcome. This podcast is brought to you by the community driven People for People organization. I'm your host, Vera Knight, and we are on a mission to connect with and revitalize our communities by supporting businesses and the local economy. So, whether you're a business owner, a community member, or someone curious about the positive changes we're sparking, you are in the right place. In each episode, we hear insights from our businesses, we learn about our communities, and we learn how to support one another. So, this is an invitation to take a nice, big, deep breath with me, land here, and we'll dive right in. So, we have some great guests on the show today. So, they're going to tell us who they are and what they do. So, I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Miss Sally Ann. Why don't you take it away for us?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me today and excited about being part of the community. My name is Sally Ann and I own Heaven's Light Wellness. And so basically I'm a psychic medium. I'm a clairvoyant. I'm an energy healer. I've been working with energy for over 40 years. And the goal is to help people feel more empowered, to understand what they're feeling, to not gaslight themselves, to give themselves permission to be who they need to be. And in this world, it's kind of a hard thing to do. Not everybody has been blessed with the option to be who they feel they need to be, and that's something I really would like to strive. And it's one of the reasons I started Heaven's Light Wellness some 8 years ago. I retired from the corporate world. So yes, I am an old New York City corporate girl who's worked on lots of international businesses and had lots of amazing and wonderful clients, and really just kind of stepped away from that. And I call Heaven's Light Wellness my heart work. And I'm so blessed to do that and talk to people across the country, across the globe. I used to say all English speaking countries, but then I have clients in Taiwan and Mexico. So they made me a liar, and I'm happy to be able just to share what they need and how it's received into their lives so they can feel better.
So good. It's such a great experience, right? To be in that energy, to really be able to feel that and then share that. Know you have the power to share that. This is exactly the conversation the world needs today. I would have guessed you were probably 20 years younger than you actually are, since you said you've been doing it for a long time. I was like, no, she's only that age. She's only 40.
Yeah, you're right. At 20.
Thank you. It's excited to have you here, Sally Ann. Thank you for that. Fran, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Oh, well, good morning from California. And I'm glad to be here also. It's an interesting, fascinating, great concept of pulling people together in communities. We need that. It's a desperation of letting people know that you're here locally to support people. So I am all about that. And okay, my name is Fran Jesse. I am an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, and I have too many businesses. Okay, so but one of my main businesses is Longevity Spice Blends, and I am Fran the Spice Lady. Okay, and I'm a spice blending herbalist. I blend spices for health benefits, and and I have, as far as like my products go, I have products, and I have some advertising stuff that I work on, but mainly, and I did that because I wanted to help the health industry in today's world, which actually people need to be more natural. How to stay off medication and things like that is my purpose. So, and I also have an Etsy shop, and I also do compilation books, and I do writing journals, promptings from the heart. I mean, I have several things, so that's why I asked the question about many different things that I could help people with. And my purpose is to basically build products that do help people, either in health or in their emotional state of mind. I'm not a coach. I'm not a, I'm not a person to a guide or anything like that, but I have tools that help people work with those kind of things. So, and I love it. I mean, it's like I'm passionate about what I do because I've learned a lot of different skills along the way. I'm not a youngster. I'm almost 80, and I feel like I have something to share with the world because of my longevity, and that's what I want to help people do, is to understand and get their mind, alive, keep their mind alive and their brain alive so that they can be productive on through their aging years. I wrote a book called How to Secrets to Becoming a Super Ager, using spices and herbs. And I'm into publishing. I've published journals and things like that. So I'm excited to share different things to help people. And I live in a community which I work from home, so it's not like I'm out on the world. It's like very it's hard to get out to the meetings, but if there are meetings or if there is community, then it's easy to go instead of like trying to go out find something. Where do you look?
Yes.
So that's my 2 cents.
Fran, you are delightful, and I am so excited to meet you. My goodness, I mean, spice blend herbalist. I mean, that is so good. And people don't realize, what the benefits they could get from that and what an amazing gift to bring to the world. That's number one. Number two, this collaboration effort that you are bringing into the wellness world is just superior. And I could see how we could have a collaboration, in the wellness field. That is beautiful. And then that final thing I just wanted to say is that you can't be 80.
In July.
Amazing. Thank you for being
here. I only have like just a little less than a month to go, and then I'll break that barrier. It's unbelievable.
I cannot believe it. You are
unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
Awesome. I only celebrate birthdays that end in a 0 and a 5, so yay for you. Anyway, ladies, listen, I want to continue this conversation. And, this is the summertime, right? And a lot of businesses struggle in the summertime. There are a different set of challenges in the summertime. And a lot of us come up with creative solutions, right? So maybe you could share an example of where a summer-specific challenge inspired a creative response for you. Maybe it was business-wise or even personally, right? So whatever way you want to take that, Sally Ann.
Hi. Okay. So how do we beat the summer heat? Especially I'm located in Arizona, right? So we have all these crazy triple digit numbers. But I have to say, I think like the Arizona heat reminds me of when I lived back east. In the winter, you hibernate, you clean out your closets, and you do all those other like quiet things. So here in Arizona, the summer, while yes, I'm doing activities, we do like a Beat the Heat series with a local community center in North Scottsdale. And I have a lot of clients on the phone as well. But what I have been doing and what we're going to be doing this summer is I actually have a compilation book coming out with Tony Robbins next month. So that's super exciting. So I've been just finishing writing that up. We also utilize a lot of our angel cards. So there's a deck of angel cards that I produced a couple of years ago, and it helps people have like these positive affirmation, and there's messages. So they come in all these beautiful like graphics, but there's 65 little messages in there that give you a positive affirmation every day. So that's another great thing that you can do in your home while it's nice and warm. And then we are launching another part of the business. It's called the empowerment approach. And it's how as humans, either, corporate people or entrepreneurs, how they can empower themselves to be all the things that they desire. And it's really 4 simple steps. It's a process. We've come up with this 4 simple steps in the last 8 years, so those simple steps took 8 years to develop. But again, really powerful little steps that people can take. Like we have an amazing gratitude journal that works through your energy centers and helps you look at things differently. I actually call it the art of gratitude, because it isn't just write 20 things that I'm grateful for today, even though that's important, right? But there's a process, there's a leading through it that doesn't feel painful or like homework, really feels like honoring yourself every day. And at the end of the chapters, you get to answer some other really important questions about yourself. And we do, there's a couple of other techniques about understanding the perspective of when people kind of launch things at you, right? Does it really belong to me? Um, so it's really exciting that within the next, I'm going to tell you, the next like 2 or 3 months, which is the summer here, is really exciting because we have the Tony Robbins book coming out. We have the empowerment approach launching, and that piece of business, including the new website, will be presented. There'll be a masterclass developed. So there's so many wonderful things that we're doing at Heaven's Light Wellness that really make me feel full and grateful every day for talking to like humans that can trust me, can trust their guardian angels, to get the answers that fulfill them. And, so I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, and I always say you're only as happy as your saddest child. I had heard that phrase a long time ago, and I totally believe it. And I also think that, you're also happy with your happiest client. Like when that client says something to you at the end of the hour, or they feel fulfilled, or they send a text, or put something on Google or Facebook or the social media, it fills my bucket. I say, oh my gosh, I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is really heartwarming and puts me in a place of beautiful gratitude. So I am very grateful that I get to do something I love every single day of my life.
It's so good. And you know what? It shows. You radiate that energy, you can feel it. It's a truth. You can touch it, right? It's so good. And you're so right. You said 8 years in the simple steps, right? That's the journey. This is the journey we're just on, right? And when we can when we can meet somebody who gets our energy and we can inspire them to develop their own, which is what you're doing. It's such a beautiful gift to the world. So thank you for bringing that out. It's so good.
Thank you.
Fran,
Thank you.
I know you are doing the same thing. How would you like to respond to that question? Creative responses for life and business.
Oh, wow, Sally Ann, that's awesome. I understand everything that you mentioned, and I'm on the same path, much smaller scale. As far as summer goes, I work on a smaller scale. I'm not looking to be a big business because I like to work with the people, and I don't want all the responsibility of the big umbrella that you have to maintain. So I work on pretty much more personal relationships and customers and things like that. So I'm a service person. I'm more or less a maker versus a marketer and a promoter. And so it's like self promotion. So I do well. I mean, I keep up with myself. But and then the summer is when things do slow down in most areas of my businesses. And years ago I used to get very squirrely and concerned, but now I ride through it, and that's when I use the time to actually clean up some of my my listings or things that I have on my websites and things like that. So and it my energy ebbs and tides with what's going on. It's not like I keep it going high pace at all times, because I'm challenged when I get more to do than I can handle. That's when I rise to the occasion. It's like, give me a task and I will get it done. But as far as like, well, if I'm low on, if things are kind of slow right now, I kind of go with that, and I let my body clock tell me, how to work things out. And so it always works out no matter what. Things happen. Life comes on, things happen, but even so, everything works out. And as the saying goes, everything is figure outable. And it's like, I'm an old school person, and so it took me a lot of years to go through that process to get, it's a process, Sally Ann, right? It's like, you don't start at the gate. you build and you learn ongoing. So I'm still building, and I'm gonna forever be building. So
It's so
thank you.
amazing, and you're so right. Fran, what you said, right? We're on that journey, and this is a conversation we haven't had before, right? So we didn't know this. We're just learning this now. Or, to have these conversations at any age. And it's such an inspiration to have you, who's going to be 80, to know that, people that are older, I mean, I'm 67, people that are older, they don't have to say, okay, well, I've achieved everything, I'm done. There's always hope. You can always do more. You can always peel back that layer, go deeper with yourself, right? And learn something more to inspire not only yourself, but your world, your small contribution, your contribution to your world, your ripple effect, whether it's one person or 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, like Tony Robbins, it doesn't matter. We're here to do one thing, whether it's help one person or millions. So keep doing what you're doing. You are an inspiration to many. I can't wait to share your voice on our podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, as we look ahead, what are you most excited about um, for your business over the rest of the summer?
Mm.
Mm. Go ahead, Sally Ann.
So, what am I most excited about for business coming up? I think it's feeling a little more structured, believe it or not, and being able to reach out to clients in a different way. I really don't like, I'm not a traditional advertiser, even though that was part of my past life. So I really feel like people find me when they need to find me. I step through the doors like this podcast, clearly, so people can reach out, but people find me when they need to find me, when they need the answers. I one time had this one client, is really cute, and I always ask, oh, how did you find me? Why are you here? And she's like, three business cards in 3 weeks by three different friends that don't even know each other. So I figured the universe was talking to me.
Wow.
I was like, okay, well, I'm so glad you listened to the universe. And then she was able to get messages that really helped affect her life. It's so funny because I really don't know if my business is really cyclical. Like even during COVID or during summers, I always think, oh, it's a slow time. But really what happens, I think summer is when people do slow down and start caring for themselves. So they start realizing that their humanness, their mental, their physical needs assistance. And so during the summer, I really look forward to having more clients and talking to them and helping them in a space where they're actually making room for themselves, right? Because like summers when you were like, let's go on vacation, let's go to the beach, let's go boating. And people have this mindset of, oh, it's time for me. I'm taking a breath from life, from work. And so I love that, summers are a little busy. And I love that because I think like you, Fran, that personal connection is so important. Have had, I have some very long-term clients and they're like, wait, you're doing the empowerment approach. And I'm like, yes, but I will never, ever, ever give up personal contact, personal connections, one-on-one appointments, because those, I think like you, Fran, like they feed me. Those are the things that feed my bucket, feed my life, and are really like the mission, right? That's the reason I started this. And yes, well, I want to reach 1 million people and help 1 million people ultimately. And the more I do this, the higher the number gets. But it is about that personal connection. It's about helping people connect to who they are. So I look forward to the summer and touching base with a lot of more individuals that need what they need.
Yes. And I love that little bit of a perspective shift, right? Because a lot of times people in the summertime, they're like, oh, it's the summer. And they kind of, throw a little caution to the wind, right? And they let their life go to hell because they're not going to do the thing. But you're right. It is a time to really take care of ourselves. And that's the shift, when we could bring that energy to the world. No, here you are. It's the summer. It's downtime. You can, really take that time to honor yourself and spend on you. And get a deeper connection, and then go back to life crazy when it starts up again. What, when the kids go back to school? That's the cyclical that we grew up with, right? But
Right.
yeah, so it's a great little shift. Thank you for that. I love it. Let me see.
Mhm.
Fran, how about you, girl?
The summer, okay, what am I most excited about? Well, I have a brand new project in the works other than my spice business and my Etsy shop, which I make wedding invitations, all kinds of things. So I'm a service person. And the other thing that actually I found is the person doesn't buy the company, they buy the individual. You know, they're looking to work with me for a reason. It's like because they know I can trust you. So um, I have aligned myself with a partner, which is on another platform and that I've been involved with for 5 years. And so we are starting a new compilation book series, okay, off the get go. Both of the girls are, um, um, have done this before, so I'm going to be the back end, which I told you I'm a maker, not a marketer. But they will have all that in place because it's a really cohesive unit now, and I do all the design and graphics, and then the back end part. And I'm so excited about that because this is a new project. It's called Promptings from the Heart, and it's called Heart Centered Entrepreneurship. And it's going to be the 25 stories of enlightened entrepreneurs. And we have a huge network to draw from, and in this other area. So I feel real success to be able to have a new project to work on, to be able to be behind the scenes and work directly with people. That's the exciting part of their stories. I mean, it's not about the money. There's what I do for what I do, and I get excited to work with individual people and help them and get them, because a lot of people would love to see their name in print, but they don't know how. So Sally Ann understands the process of the compilation book. It's like, okay, you don't have to write a whole book. It's just a matter of I will have a couple of pages in it, and then I can show all my friends, here, and then all the other enlightening stories that go with it. I mean, I'm familiar with all that. I'm in one also, but in the compilation book also. But to be actually involved in the process of making them and doing them is my venture that I am most excited about right now.
Amazing. And that is quite an amazing process. I also have a book. You could see it on my shelf back there. Empowering Women with Words, Life-Changing Conversations. It was life-changing to write this story. It's 5,000 words, my chapter, so we have bigger chapters. And it was an experience that actually changed me in ways that I did not even expect it to.
Exactly.
So much. And, I brought into my own coaching practice the idea of having better conversations with people, and that's really what I do. That's like what my business has evolved to, is just the art of having better conversations, because it starts there, and wherever it goes from there, and it usually goes in, right? And we distinguish between the external and the internal. I call it self-care, which is the external thing, and radical self-care, which is the internal thing. We're getting out of the weeds and into the flexible flow of food freedom. So I come at it from the angle of food, which everybody could relate to, but it's not about food. And the work just expands into all areas of people's lives. So writing a book is a powerful, powerful experience, and I am so proud of you guys for having accomplished it and doing more of it, and just bringing all the things to the world that you bring, because there's something for everybody. We each have a unique gift that we bring, and we attract the right people. There is no competition, and that's what I love about what we do together here, is because I know people that would benefit from each one of your work. So we get to share that, and that's what I love. So as we go back through the room one final time, just tell us how we can best serve you or connect with you. What last juicy couple of sentences do you want to give to us? Sally Ann, I'll go to you first.
I think for me to help my business, it would be word of mouth. Anyone that could use some guidance, wants to talk to their guardian angels. I am a big I Hear Angels fan with my Peace Warriors. So anyone that wants to talk to their guardian angels, get some guidance from the universe, and feel more empowered for themselves. I feel like I'm a great spiritual counselor for that, and would be honored to work with individuals, or I'm also a guest speaker. So if there's small or large groups, we have a whole bunch of ways to work with workshops and speak to humans and
And
help
the
them
best
live.
way to contact you? The best way to website?
So Sally Ann at heavenslightwellness.com. We have heavenslightwellness.com as well. So our website, there's a contact button and some more information. And every social media is Heavens Light Wellness. So you'll see my face on all that kind of stuff. And we're able to also give people tools to
Beautiful.
to live every day. We do angel card messages once a week, and we post those. So just follow us on YouTube or Facebook. So feel free to follow us, get a newsletter, or just reach out to us. Yeah, here I am.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. And I love your cactus background.
Well, we're in Arizona.
Right.
Fran, how about you? What's the best way for us to contact you?
Well, it's a pleasure to meet both of you, Sally Ann and Vera, both of you. Well, I can be, because I do several things, and I don't know which person would need what. I mean, at this point, since nothing is in front of what I do, but my email address is franjessee, JESSEE, @gmail.com. My website, for my main website, is franthespicelady.com, and then I have Etsy shop, and then I have the other books which we're in the process of putting up. So all I want to do is how can I help you? I mean, if another thing is I love to do is to just have conversations with people that are newcomers in industries and that need help, and like, how do I do this or how do I do that? Not a coach or anything, but just guidance, or it's just like, I just want to talk to you. How did you start, or how did you do this? Stories that get them motivated, because I do so many things. It's not like there's one thing that one person would contact me for. So if you just have just want to reach out and say hello,
So in other words, check the show notes for the way to contact Fran and reach out, because she's interested in just talking and having conversations with everybody. Thank you, Fran. You guys are amazing. And I just want to thank you both for such a great conversation. This wraps up another episode of People for People podcast. And I'd like to remind you that it's through collaboration, support, and relationships that we build a strong foundation for our communities. And if you'd like to connect with any of our guests, check the show notes or visit our website for contact details. And if you've enjoyed your experience, please leave us a review, and don't forget to share with your friends and neighbors. Together, we are the change. Until next time, I am Vera Knight, your host, and I'm reminding you that we are people for people, and we've got your back.